Welcome ladies and gentlemen to the 39th installment of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Best Deck series. Today I'm going to be showing you a deck built entirely around Magnet Warriors. Alright, so just before the video starts, I'd just like to mention something that I'd like to try and get a bit of feedback on. Basically, I want to run a $1,000 or $750 Duel Links tournament, but I'm not sure how much interest there will be in it, so if you guys are interested in participating in a tournament, or you think you might know someone that is, or I don't know, just leave something down in the comments just letting me know if you'd be interested. If I get enough people interested, then I'll definitely run one. It's just I just need to know if there'll be enough people that be wanting to play in such a tournament. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so the best character for this deck is Bonds with the skill Straight to the Grave. This skill allows you to start with the field spell Wasteland activated. So the reason this skill is the best for the deck is not actually because it gives 200 attack to each of your monsters. It's mainly because it will give you an extra spell card to use with the Storm. If you don't know what Storm does, basically it just destroys every spell and trap card you have, and the amount that you destroy, you can then destroy your opponent's spell and trap cards. So having a free Wasteland on the board means you have an extra spell to destroy, so if you ever draw Storm, it's not just a dead card. And obviously, because all your Magnet Warriors are rock monsters, the 200 attack buff is generally pretty good. Alright, let's go on to the deck list. This deck's going to contain 2 Gaia Plate the Earth Giant, 1 Valkyrion the Magna Warrior, 3 Delta the Magnet Warrior, 1 Beta the Electromagnet Warrior, 3 Beta the Magnet Warrior, 3 Enemy Controller, 2 Storm, 2 Powerful Rebirth, 2 Wall Disruptions or Mirror Wall, and 1 Windstorm of Etaqua. Alright, so replacements for this deck are fairly simple, it's pretty normal. All the cards, all the monsters and stuff you don't really want to change, you want to keep all the monsters the same. It's mostly just if you want to change the Windstorm of Etaqua for like a Curse of Anubis, or even if you want to just change out any of the back row for a Sphere Karibo or something, that's pretty good. I wouldn't get rid of any of the enemy controllers, purely because the Tribute is actually really useful for activating your Magnet Warriors effect, which I'll go through later on. The Wall Disruption and the Mirror Wall, I've got that as like a choice thing because the meta has changed quite a bit since Hadron Day was added. I don't know how strong Hadron Day will be, but definitely having Mirror Wall over Wall Disruption if Hadron Day is really popular is better, but if it's not, then it's probably better just to have Wall Disruption. It's kind of preference anyway. Alright, now I'm going to go to the strategy and how this deck basically functions. So this deck will take a bit of practice to get used to, as the combos are kind of... It's not really hard to describe, it's hard to get around how to do it exactly. You'll make a lot of small mistakes here and there. So the first card in the deck is Beta the Magnet Warrior. Basically this card you just want in the graveyard. You don't really want to do anything else with this monster. All it's going to be used for is for Tribute for your Gaia and your Valkyrion later on. Now the next card in the deck is basically why this deck functions well. What Delta the Magnet Warrior does is when it is normal summoned or special summoned, you can send 1 Magnet Warrior from your deck to the graveyard. So this can be Beta the Magnet Warrior, which will be the primary one, or if you have a powerful Rebirth, you'll send Beta the Electromagnet Warrior to the graveyard, which I'll talk about a bit later on. The other effect of Delta the Magnet Warrior is if you have 3 Magnet Warriors in your graveyard that are not Delta the Magnet Warrior, if it is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can summon 1 Valkyrion the Magnet Warrior from your deck or hand to the field by banishing those 3 Magnet Warriors. Keep in mind that this is the word sent, so this includes if you use enemy controller to tribute it, or if you use any other thing to tribute it, or if it's destroyed by battle, destroyed by card effect, anything that sends it from the field to the graveyard will proc the effect. The next card in the deck is Beta the Electromagnetic Warrior. What this card does is if it is normal summoned or special summoned, it can add 1 Magnet Warrior from your deck to your hand. So most of the time with this effect you're going to be targeting Delta the Magnet Warrior, as normally you don't really want betas in your hand, you just want them straight to the graveyard. The second effect this card has is what makes it really strong. What this card's secondary effect does is during your opponent's turn at any time you can tribute the monster to special summon any Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to the board. So this is where the combos start. So basically you can tribute it during any point during your opponent's turn. This can be when your opponent targets it with effect, or if when your opponent targets it for the battle phase. You can tribute it, send it to the graveyard, special summon a Delta the Magnet Warrior, which when that's special summoned, send another monster from your graveyard, from your deck to your graveyard, which will be a Magnet Warrior. Therefore you already have 2 Magnet Warriors in your graveyard. Then if you have something like Powerful Rebirth, you can bring back the Electromagnetic Warrior to the board and do the same thing again, to get yet another Magnet Warrior in your graveyard. Therefore you will already have 3 Magnet Warriors in your graveyard to get out Valkyrion. The only thing to watch out for with this when you're doing this combo is watch out for Beta the Electromagnet Warrior's other effect. Because of the effect where it can add a monster to your hand, you may accidentally add too many deltas to your hand, which will end up being bad for you, because if you have all the deltas in your hand, you can't special summon them using his tribute effect, and you'll end up grabbing just a beta to your hand, which will be even worse, because you have a beta in your hand, you just can't put it in the graveyard using Delta's effect. So just be careful with that and watch about how many cards you've got in your graveyard and how many you've got in your hand and whatnot. If you didn't understand any of that, don't worry about it. I'll show more about it in the gameplay at the end of the video. It's pretty easy to get through once you've seen it happen a few times. The next 2 cards in the deck are the 2 high level monsters in the deck and your 2 primary win cons. The first I'll talk about is Valkyrion because it's very simple. Ignore all of its card text with this deck, as all of its card text is irrelevant. Because all its card text is about special summoning it using Magnet Warriors, which we don't actually have the 3rd Magnet Warrior needed for its card text in this deck list. Basically all it is a 3500 attack, 3850 defense boss monster, which is used to just win the game. The other boss monster in the deck is Gaia Plate the Earth Giant. So this card is actually perfect for Magnet Warriors, as what it does is to special summon it to the board, you get rid of 2 rock monsters from your graveyard and banish them. So as Magnet Warriors already send monsters to the graveyard, it's kind of perfect. So once he is special summoned, he has the effect of whenever he does battle with another monster, the opponent's monster, his attack is halved. So basically his attack gives himself a free mirror wall. Even when he's defending, he basically has a free mirror wall attached to him. So he's a very powerful card. The only downside to Gaia Plate is every turn he's on the board, you have to banish a rock monster or he will be destroyed. So it can get fairly hard to maintain him on the board. Thankfully it's alright with Magnet Warriors as they're constantly sending themselves to the graveyard. So it's pretty easy to get enough in the graveyard to withstand him. A lot of the time it's better to summon Valkyrion first in case Valkyrion is killed, because Valkyrion is also a rock monster, so it can be used with Gaia Plate. Alright, now I'm going to go through all the spell and trap cards. So the card Storm is in this deck basically because if you notice Gaia Plate and Valkyrion don't have anything to do with spell or trap removal or anything like that, so they're very weak and susceptible to backline. So without the card Storm, you're not really going to be able to get through to your opponent's health or life points or destroy any of their monsters or do anything. So Storm is really good against decks that have a lot of backline. When you activate Storm, you can then chain just about every single card, every single spell and trap you got to it. Other than Wall of Disruption, every other spell and trap in this deck can be changed to Storm. So it's not like you're destroying your own spell and trap cards, because each of them can use their effects before they're destroyed. Also, as I mentioned earlier, the card Wasteland will be on the board because it's your ability. So, because you've got Wasteland on the board, activating Storm will also destroy that. The next card in the deck is Powerful Rebirth. The reason this is in the deck is because it has such strong synergy with Beta the Electromagnetic Warrior. If you have both of them on the board, basically you can get your Valkyrion out on the turn you combo them. The combo is pretty simple once you get the hang of it. You tribute Beta during your opponent's turn, special summon Delta, which will send a monster to the graveyard, activate Powerful Rebirth, bring back Beta to the board, tribute it again, bring out another Delta, send another Beta to the graveyard, and then you'll have Beta Electromagnetic Warrior and the 2 normal Betas in your graveyard to summon your Valkyrion using Delta's other effect. You'll see that all in the gameplay anyway, as I said earlier, so don't worry about it if you don't get it yet. The next card is Enemy Controller. Now, Enemy Controller is not only a really powerful card, but it's especially powerful in this deck because its tribute effect still procs Delta the Magnet Warrior. So you can basically during the turn you want to kill your opponent, you can activate your Enemy Controller, kill your Delta, summon Valkyrion. So your opponent doesn't actually have to kill your Delta for you to activate its effect. Also, it means you can swing with one of your Magnet Warriors, kill something, then tribute it to summon the Valkyrion and kill people. It also has obviously the added effect of when your opponent swings at you, you can activate it to just cancel their attack. The next card is Wall of Disruption or Mirror Wall, your choice. If you haven't seen what this card does, you obviously haven't played Duel Links very much. Basically, it's your main protection of your monsters. Whenever your opponent swings at you, you activate it, their attack will be reduced depending on if you have Wall Disruption or Mirror Wall. It will be reduced by a lot regardless, and it will probably kill your opponent's monster. And the final card on the deck is Windstorm of Etaqua. Basically this just changes all of your opponent's monsters' battle position, so whenever they have 3 monsters in attack and they want to swing with them, you can just activate it, negate all of their attacks for the turn, and defend any monster you have. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for the talking part of the video. There will be gameplay at the end, so stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. That's pretty much it from me. Keep in mind what I said at the start about the whole tournament thing. I'd really like some feedback on it to know whether or not I want to go through with it. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time.